Welcome to this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports, and I'm here with the Arch. The Arch. Do you get everybody ever call you the Arch?
No, not the Arch, but a lot of them call me Arch for sure.
Arch, but nope. Always a pleasure to have you here on Mainly Motorsports, and I ran into you a couple weeks ago at Beach Ridge, and that's I talk about it all the time. And I talk more on the local level, like guys that get the pinnacle. They start running the Pro All-Star Series, or they're track champions, and they just they retire from the sport and stay in it.
Yep.
It's a guy like you. Saturday night, Thursday night, you're seen over there at Beach Ridge hanging around, and you don't forget your roots.
But yeah, it's kind of, I think a lot of racers can say it's kind of like an addiction. I mean, you get a weekend off, and where do you find yourself? At the racetrack.
Yep.
Thursday Night Thunder, where we started.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, the 125 lap race they had at Beach Ridge the other week was some of the best racing I've seen.
Oh, that was fantastic. Good racing.
All four of any of those guys could have won. So. Great show, great track, great showing.
No, absolutely, and you're always hanging around the Pettit gang. You know what I mean? And
he's a good boy. They're struggling a little this year, but they'll get online. Some things that get online, and I think it's going to be exciting for the rest of the year.
Well, they're making some they always say sometimes it's harder to stay on top than it is to get to the top.
Sure, yeah. Nobody remembers who finished second. Today we were talking about some other sports and who finished second. So you got to get to the top, and staying there is just as tough because everybody wants you.
Yeah. Now, we're halfway through the Cup season.
Yep.
Big change for you this year, driver change. You know what I mean? You've had Matt for a few years, but Corey seems to be settling in. You've had some decent finishes. He's had some runs that really open up some eyes,
Yeah, we're happy. We're totally happy. We're 2 spots ahead of where we were last year in points. Corey isn't tearing stuff up. A lot of people said, hey, he tears a lot of stuff up. I think he's getting it. I know he's getting it. I don't think. He's getting it that, we're running out there for points. And don't take a 20th place car and try to make it a 10th place car. So he understands it. We had a 12th at Charlotte a few weeks ago. A week before that, a couple weeks before that, we were in Talladega with an 11th. We're going to Daytona here pretty quick, which we like the super speedways. But he's doing a heck of a job. We're very impressed with him. And when he first started, it's kind of like at the end of Matt's career, where Matt, when he went out in the car, I was never nervous. He was going to get it done. He said, hey, don't worry about me. I'll get it done. And Corey's at that same comfort right now. Halfway through the first season when it took me 2 years with Matt. Matt did a great job. We're still good friends today. We decided to, change course, and so did he. And we bring Corey in, and he filled the shoes. And I'll be honest with you, I think we're doing a heck of a job. And, if anybody knows how hard that is, the Cup Series, but, we're 28th, 29th in points on any given week. And we're running, right now, I look at 3 tiers of teams, right? You got the top teams that are spending 25, 30 million. You got the intermediate teams that are spending, 18, 20 million. And then you get the little guys spending 10 or less, and we're in that group. We're the best of that group right now, and we're looking to say, all right, the challenge now is what do we do to move up to that mid-level? Because every year we've gained by 1 or 2 spots since we've been doing this. This is our 6th season, and we get better every year, so we're coming to a point where we got to get better. It's going to take an affiliation or something, but we're hoping to have some exciting news here coming up in a few months. But I'll tell you, we're happy. Sponsorship's decent. Our business model's working, and not everybody's in the sport is. And it's not easy, don't get me wrong, but our model works right now. So
no, absolutely, and it's got to be exciting, when you're having those runs and you're finding yourself after 400 laps, finishing on the lead lap. That's like a win to the Go Fast gang.
Yeah. And the series, I mean, the changes they made in the series are exciting. For instance, last year we were probably a second behind in practice and qualifying the top level cars. With the new process and all the different changes they made, we're like a half a second off, so we can stay on that lead lap through a stage of 60 to 80 laps. So it's pretty exciting that we're at Michigan a few weeks ago. We were 23rd, but we're on the lead lap. I mean, there's more cars on the lead lap, more competition, more passing. So some people like the new rules package, and some people don't. But we think it's better for the sport overall. I mean, there's always critics that don't like things, that don't like anything, right? But I think if you really look at the sport. And it's anywhere with racing, right? You got to tighten up the racing. Anywhere you go where the same guy wins every week, people don't want to go see it anymore. So give everybody a chance to win, whether you're at the local series at Beach Ridge or Oxford, or you go to a national series. Give anybody a chance to win, and that's what NASCAR is trying to do. They're taking a little hit on it because people don't like change, right? We all suffer with a little bit of change, but I think it's coming around. I think it's pretty exciting right now.
No, absolutely, and. July is always an exciting month for you.
Oh, for sure.
You get to go to your home track, Loudon.
Yeah.
This year, a little bit extra special, which we'll get to. But what I like about that week is always 2 or 3 days before it, you roll into Bentleys.
Oh yeah, that's the, this is a business. Don't get me wrong. And it's a big business, right? But it's good to come to your home track, have a good time, entertain everybody, and I think that's the big thing on the Wednesday before the race. This year it's going to be July 17th. We go over to Bentley's, Weirs, and all the people that help us out. We got Adirondack Tree, we got Bangor Truck, all the people, the Rod Father, everybody that helps us out, including Bentley. We'll have a little show there on Wednesday night. We'll have a ton of giveaways. We've got stuff. We're cleaning out the shop. We're going to have a ton of giveaways. Die-cast cars, shirts, hats, everything we can find. We're gonna bring stuff up. We're gonna give it away. Kids, bring everything there. But on the 17th, we're gonna have a great time. And and then we'll go right to the track. The actual race car will be there. This is no show car. The actual race car. Corey will be there, and we're gonna have a fun time.
No, and that's neat. And Pierre and the whole gang over there at Weirs has been behind this since you reached the cup level, and it's a special. You bring the local guys, you bring the state of Maine in, and give them the opportunity to be showcased down there at Loudon.
Yeah, the support from Linda and Pierre and everybody at Weirs and everybody locally, Bentley and all them, is just huge. And we love coming into town and have local sponsors on a local car and somebody to root for. And everywhere I go now, if I go to Beach Ridge on a Thursday night or something, somebody says, hey, you guys are doing a great job. People that realize how hard it is know you're doing a great job. There's always critics, but we don't pay attention to them. It's tough. Whether you're racing at Beach Ridge on Thursday or on a cup on Sunday, it's difficult. You get out there and you do the best you can, and it's a huge business. And you've got to, and no different, you see some cars they show up at Beach Ridge one year and they may not make it to next year. It's sponsorship driven, right?
Yep.
So that's where we're at.
No, the sport's money driven. So July 17th, Bentley Saloon, you know that. We had our party there. We kick off every year. Great time there. Sure to be a great time that night. We're bringing our tour type Dream Ride Racing modified there. I know Peter Pettit will have one of his cars there. And
like a dozen cars. We're looking like for a dozen race cars. You guys have got nice looking race cars. Love to have you out there. A dozen, 15 cars. We're not going to stop you. Bring 20 of them. I don't care.
Yep.
Just race cars, people to walk around, talk racing. That's what it's all about. Usually Dick McCabe's there. All the guys there. Wilson Hume probably shows up. All the guys, the old school guys that got stories that'll talk you. It's 4 to 7. We drift way longer than that.
Oh, yeah.
Have a good time.
Yep, no, absolutely. So that's July 17th. Mark your calendar, Bentley Saloon. So we're going to take a break. We come back, spend a few more minutes with Archie, and talk about another big thing that's going to be happening down in Loudon that I know the state of Maine is going to be all about, and that's another big deal. So we'll take a break. Be right back here on Mainly Motorsports.
Hi, I'm Scott from Scotch Recreation. We just had the biggest month in our history. Why? We're selling campers at wholesale to the public, even the 2019s. So what did we do? We went out and bought a bunch more. Up to 40% off travel trailers and fifth wheels, up to 35% off toy haulers, up to 30% off motorhomes. You'll never see these prices again. Over 400 campers to choose from, all at wholesale prices.
Scott's Recreation, Route 4 Turner and Route 202 Manchester, Maine.
It's ground-shaking power that was made for Maine's biggest and fastest track. It's a race you don't want to miss as the 350 Smack Super Modifieds return to the high banks of Wiscasset Speedway, Saturday, July 6th. Plus, Group 2 divisions, all brought to you by Wiscasset Ford. And it's all yours for just $5. Make it part of your holiday weekend plans. Wiscasset Speedway, celebrating 50 years as Maine's fastest track. Online at wiscassetspeedway.com.
Welcome to the fastest,
That's one of the best runs anybody has ever seen.
most explosive sport in the world.
Oh, kaboom!
Be part of the action. It's championship side-by-side drag racing. You have to see it and feel it to believe it. The NHRA New England Nationals, July 5th through 7th at New England Dragway. Kids 12 and under are free. Get tickets early and save at NHRA.com.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by LKQ Corp. Any part, any repair, anywhere. Located on Route 202 in Gorham.
Wiscasset Speedway, Maine's biggest and fastest, with $5 admission every weekend and loads of family fun. Check us out at wiscassetspeedway.com.
Well, we're back with the Arch. The gold. We're gonna get you a gold shirt. This pink. That's,
Yeah, right.
I want you a gold. We called you the Golden Arch.
There you go.
I'm gonna get you one.
The Golden Arch.
The Golden Arch. Yeah, the Golden Arch. You and Peter
Whatever
Pettit.
you need.
I'll get him one, a purple one for the Grimace. You know what I mean? But no, and like I said, you're so fun to hang around, and so you didn't forget your roots. You know what I mean? And it's going to be a big night down to Bentley's, and Corey LaJoy. You know, has he ever been to Bentley's? You got to bring Randy because that's a place Randy will love.
No, Randy would definitely love it. His dad, but no, Corey hasn't been there, but he's heard about Bentley. Of course, who hasn't heard about Bentley Warren if they're in racing? So Corey's a racer. He definitely he'll be up there enjoying it, and we'll have a good time.
But you're going to get the chance to see 2 Monster Energy Cup cars up close and personal, as there'll be another driver in attendance, Aaron. I mean, this is a big deal.
We worked pretty much all winter and spring. Austin Terrio, we worked with him. We were trying to get him more races, but it looks like he's going to do 1, maybe 2 in the Cup Series, and his first one will be at Loudon. He'll be there on the 17th with his car and signing autographs. We're going to have a tent there set up and giving stuff away. He'll be driving the 52 car. I'm not sure if it's a Ford or Chevy, but he'll be driving the 52 car at Loudon. And we're happy for him that we could work with him and find somebody that could give the kid a shot. Great kid, ARCA champion. Pretty sad to see ARCA champion, 3rd or 4th down level from the top, not being able to find a ride. Well, he's found a ride, and I think he's going to have a good time and go out there. And I think Maine's going to support him. We know we've seen it already on social media. He just made a brief announcement, but this will really tell it when he gets out there. Some great sponsors in Cross Insurance and Bangor Savings and all his favorite people, EJP, all those guys are really supporting Austin, and we're looking forward to it. Any help we can give him, we're going to give him, and we're looking forward to him showing up there too. So we're going to have 2 Cup cars, actual race cars, not show cars, that will be at Loudon on the 21st.
I'll guarantee you there ain't going to be many places leading up to the Loudon race that are going to have 2 drivers that are going to be in that starting field in attendance, so you're going to be able to get autographs, pose with pitches, and that's the big deal, and that's huge for Austin Terrio and his entire family, because there's never been a kid that's worked any harder to try to succeed in this sport than him.
He works every single day trying to secure sponsorship, and I think it's huge. Maine-based, you get a Maine-based owner, a Maine-based driver. We're going to put it all together down there at Bentley's, and the kid, nobody can say he hasn't worked hard. He's worked hard. He's down there doing it every single day trying to secure sponsorship, and it just tells you how hard it is, But I think he'll do a good job, and he's very personable, and I think we'll have a good time down there at Bentley's with him, and we invite everybody down because it's going to be a good night.
No, absolutely, and then you can walk next door to Weir's and buy a truck.
For sure.
Right? Well, you got to go buy a Rundle Ford to get to Weir's.
Great. Well, yeah.
You can help them out, right? Yeah.
Great incentives on new vehicles right now, for sure.
And one of the things that they got going on is they're raffling off a pair of hot passes. Weir's is, and you got to be in attendance. So you guys all watch these, watch the races. Like, how do they get there? How do they get down there? How do they? That's how you get down there with a hot pass, and Weir's is going to raffle 2 off. So, come down. You got an opportunity to get some of the Go Fast stuff that's been in the vault. Meet a couple of drivers, pose some pitches, talk old-time racing with people. See the arch. I mean, see it all.
Yeah. Peter Pettit will be in attendance with his race car. You can talk to him.
Yeah. You might have to go inside to find him. But
if you're a true racer, there's nothing like racing stories. It's like fishing stories. They might have started where you finished 3rd. By the time the story gets done, you were contending for the lead with with
2 to go and a plug wire fell off or something. No.
Racing stories never go away, and anybody out there listening knows how fun racing stories are. So come on down and tell them all, because that's what we love to do.
No, absolutely. So once again, Arch, we want to thank you for coming on the show. Wish you the best of luck in Daytona. Wish you the best of luck as we roll into Loudon here in a couple weeks. And but before we get to Loudon, it's Bentley Saloon Night, July 17th. Archie St. Hilaire, his team, Corey LaJoy, Rick Ware's team with Austin Terrio. I mean, it don't get any bigger than that for the state of Maine.
It'll be a great bunch, and I hope everybody attends the race and at least watches it on TV, because I think it's going to be exciting for the state of Maine. Thanks, everybody.
Welcome to Mainely Motorsports.
To order a copy of this show, send a check or money order for $15, including shipping and handling, to Mainely Motorsports, 2 Main Street, Suite 17-103, Biddeford, Maine, 04005. And please add the show number in the description of the show.
For a trusted name in residential and commercial site work in the southern Maine area, call Peter Pettit Excavating. We can handle everything from the complete house lot to those nasty water and sewer line repairs. Septic systems are another area that we specialize in. During the snow season, Pettit Excavating has the equipment to handle any size job.
And when the race season arrives, be sure to follow the number 7 Hewitt's Family Restaurant Chevrolet on the past Super Late Model Tour.
Call 207-282-9305 to get the job done right. That's Peter Pettit Excavating.
The NHRA New England Nationals, July 5th through 7th at New England Dragway. Get tickets early and save at NHRA.com.
Don't deal with just anybody to seal coat your driveway or business this season. Call Black Magic. They bring over 20 years of experience in seal coating and crack filling. Black Magic's skilled team makes sure the job is always done right, on schedule with quality workmanship at a fair price. Protect your investment in your driveway by getting it sealed with Black Magic.
Ooh, Black Magic.
My name is Scott. This is Devin. We're the owners of Black Magic Seal Coating. Let us earn your business today. You'll be glad you did.
The Dream Ride 150. Bobby Weber, the entire staff of Star Speedway, the entire staff of the American Canadian Tour, the drivers, the teams, the crew members, all of it. Just such a fun night. And anytime you can do a little something beyond the race, and that's incorporate Special Olympians in with the teams, allowing them to pose with their drivers, be introduced with driver introduction. Such a big deal, such a great time. And I can't thank everybody enough that made it such a fun evening. Not to mention we raised just a hair under $3,000 towards our ultimate goal of $100,000. So look forward to making that number shrink and knocking on some doors and making it happen. So thank you to everybody. And on top of that, the race was phenomenal. Battles for position, watching guys charge from the back, watching guys lead and break. I mean, and then one of the old veterans. He ain't old, but he's a veteran, come out on top. So enjoy the highlights from the American Canadian Tour race this past weekend over at Star Speedway.
Football fans, have we got a deal for you? VIP Tour and Charter Bus Company is offering round-trip transportation to Gillette Stadium to watch the New England Patriots make another run for the Super Bowl. Ride in style knowing we're doing the driving. So if you've got a ticket, we've got your ride. It doesn't get any better than that. Just log on to VIPChartercoaches.com, click on the Browse Book Tour button, and book your trip today. It's that simple. Relax and leave the driving to us, and we'll leave the tailgating to you.
Welcome to the fastest, most explosive sport on earth. Be part of the action at the NHRA New England Nationals July 5th through 7th at New England Dragway. Get tickets early and save at NHRA.com.
Hi, I'm Johnny Wolf. Here at 21st Century Motors, we've been in business since 1972 and we take pride in our work. We have a large selection of pre-owned vehicles that are clean and ready. I personally drive and state inspect every vehicle we sell. We're experts at getting your car financed, whether you have good, bad, or no credit. We purchase vehicles several times a week, so there's always plenty to choose from. Come on in and make a deal today at 21st Century Motors in Gorham or online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Scotch Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scotch Recreation can help you. Get both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations and online at scotchrecreation.com.
Bentley Saloon, Route 1 in Arundel. Stop by and see why me and my friends say, who has more fun than us? We do.
Welcome back here to Mainly Motorsports, and you saw the act highlights, you saw Victory Lane, you saw the winner, but now you're going to hear from the winner, and we want to welcome Joey Pohl to Mainly Motorsports, and once again, congratulate him on the big win over there at Star Speedway.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was an awesome day. Everything kind of just fell our way with the long green flag run at the end, and it was just an awesome day, and especially with, being paired up with the Special Olympics and everything that you put into this race. It was just an awesome day, and even being close to my hometown just made it even better.
Yeah, no, and that's I talked with Chris earlier in the day, and when we talked about like guys like you showing up, Wayne showing up, that extra flair to the racetrack for the Weber family brings in extra people that probably weren't going to be there. But you know what? We had Joey, we got Wayne, and then and you're all, you and your team are first class, so you do everything on the utmost professionalism. So it's just added to the quality of what was in competition already. And then in that race, it's got to be an exciting race for a driver because you can't lull yourself to sleep, because when you're already racing through the field or you're trying to put yourself in position to take the lead, and then after you got the lead, it's such a tight track. You're always in traffic with lap guys, and those guys are racing for position. So it's exciting no matter what you're watching.
Always. I mean, you couldn't have said it any better. I mean, Star Speedway is it's a tight quarter-mile, bumpy, rough track that has been around forever. I mean, this is a track that, honest to God, as a kid, I would play underneath the stands with my toy cars and watch the driver introductions and hope that someday that I would have a chance to do that. And to not only do that and to win, it's unbelievable, really. And, it's like you said, we fought problems all day with a skip in the motor, and we changed MSD boxes while in line to go out for the feature. I mean, it was a busy day for us, but the car was driving good. All day. We definitely didn't have the fastest speed by all means, but that's kind of our thing, I guess. We're always kind of not very fast in practice, but we get a car that drives pretty well, and it felt good. It just had a miss in the motor, but we kind of fell back a little bit in the beginning, and those guys took off, and unfortunately Wayne had his troubles. He broke a track bar, I believe, or a third link. But it probably would have been a battle with him, I'm sure, just like the old days. But he had his problems, and Rich took off, and we just maintained, and we were able to get the lead. But like you said, we had to deal with lap traffic the entire race. And Star, like you said, it's a tough track, but luckily we were able to come out on top, and that long green flag run definitely helped us towards the end.
No, absolutely. And then you're in victory lane. Pretty cool looking trophy. You got an athlete there that I was teasing him. I said, you know how much this guy and how much hard his team worked to get to victory lane and have their picture taken. And we gave you a ticket and brought you in as our invited guest, and you ended up in the same victory lane as Joey did. He kind of laughed about it, but for you guys and every one of the teams that had a driver out there, there was a driver out there and had an athlete representing them, letting them hold the flag, letting them lean next to you in the car, pose for the pictures. I mean, it was such a big deal. And then to take the top three, you, Rich, and Ryan, take your athlete to victory lane, something that, a lot of people aren't blessed with on a daily basis, and make them a part of it was such a huge thing. And I can't thank you and your entire team enough, Joey.
Absolutely. I mean, that was probably one of the coolest things that I've been a part of through my racing career, with not only being paired up with a Special Olympian and getting to talk to them and hearing their story and what they've done and being paired up with them, but just that entire fan meet and greet that happened before the race started, lined up, ready to go. Everyone's, amped up, ready to go get the race going, and having that meet and greet and seeing the Special Olympians, with all the drivers, and then all the kids coming down from the stands. Because as a fan, growing up and watching racing, and especially when the big tours would come in for their special events, getting to go down on the track and meeting the drivers and getting their hero cards and all that stuff, it's special. And it was it was special for me to be a part of, and especially seeing being close to home, seeing customers from our work, and just kids growing up and going to their first race. It's an awesome thing, and it was a special win for me, and not only just getting our 20th career act win and being close to home, but that whole fan meet and greet and Special Olympian thing was something pretty special, and I'm glad you could be a part of it and bring it all together.
Well, and then what made it even more special is we're using the night as a fundraiser as I try to achieve the goal to use racing, and in particular our race team and the fundraisers we do, to raise $100,000. And lo and behold, there you are in victory lane, and your dad walks over and whispers in your ear that he wants to donate $1,000 of your winnings to that night's efforts, which bumped it up to just under $3,000 total. I mean, that's a big deal. That's huge, unprecedented, and like I said, I can't thank you and your family enough for doing that, because we all know what it takes to get back to the racetrack on a weekly basis, and we're just one turn away from tearing the nose off it and being hit with a $1,500 bill. But to take that $1,000 and give it to the cause and help us in our goal to raise that money for the Special Olympics and the Hometown Foundation, that's big, and that shows what kind of family the Poles are.
Yeah, it was special. We everyone put those stickers on their car and made a donation earlier in the day, and then as we were in victory lane there, my dad surprised me, saying that, and I couldn't be more excited to help contribute to that and help you reach your goal. And I mean, that's so awesome what you're doing, and it's close to my heart because my mom is actually a paraprofessional herself, and works with kids, with special needs through elementary school, middle school, high school, and she's been doing that for. She started when I was in 4th grade. She was actually in my class with a person with special needs, and she's been doing it ever since then. So it's cool to be a part of and give back, and it's close to our heart, just like it is yours. And we're just glad that we could help out.
No, I appreciate it, Joey, and we want to congratulate you on the win. And I know there's still some big races that you're going to try to compete in and try to capture throughout the rest of 2019. And we want to wish you the best of luck, congratulate you on your win the other night, and thank you and your family so much for the generous donation as we go after our goal of $100,000 in the Dream Ride Racing Program and do all we can for the athletes and the Special Olympians. So wish you the best of luck, Joey, and thanks again for all you do.
Oh, thank you so much, and thanks for all you do. It's you should get more appreciation than you do. It's awesome what you do, and it's a big deal, and just glad we could help out towards it.
No, you helped out in a big way. So that's Joey Pohl, the winner of last week's Dream Ride 150, and we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back here on Mainly Motorsports.
Welcome to the fastest.
That's one of the best runs anybody has ever seen.
Most explosive sport in the world.
Oh, kaboom!
Be part of the action. It's championship side-by-side drag racing. You have to see it and feel it to believe it. The NHRA New England Nationals, July 5th through 7th at New England Dragway. Kids 12 and under are free. Get tickets early and save at NHRA.com.
Servicing differentials is virtually impossible. The confined space makes fill holes difficult to reach, and industry-standard conical bottles are rigid and hard to squeeze. That combination makes for a messy job. Plus, you can't get all of the gear lube out of the bottle, so you have to buy more than you need to complete the job. And engineering your own solution only results in disaster. Not anymore. Introducing the new AMSOIL Easy Pack. Easily access hard-to-service differentials. Easily squeeze out all of the contents. And easily stay clean while you do it. No more leftover fluid or inconvenient rigid bottles. No more trouble reaching difficult fill holes. No more mess. AMSOIL Severe Gear in the new Easy Pack. The solution to all your problems.
Another first from AMSOIL. For a stocking dealer nearest you, call toll-free 877-761-8375 or visit fourseasonsynthetic.com.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
Well, welcome back to Mainely Motorsports, and you had to know at the beginning of the show when we made the announcement that Austin Theriault was going to make his Cup debut at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, you know, the track that basically his home track for that type of racing, that we're going to do everything in our power to get Austin on the line. As he said, big following on Mainely Motorsports, has played a big part in Mainely Motorsports. Well, lo and behold, we've got Austin Theriault. So, Austin, once again, we want to welcome you to Mainely Motorsports and congratulate you on the big opportunity that finally is coming your way here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on the show. And you're right, Mainely Motorsports. Been on the show a couple times, and you yourself have kind of played a part in my early career and stuff. So things are happening. Sometimes good things take time, but feel like a lot of momentum. That my first Cup race is going to be at Loudon, so really excited about that.
No, that's a huge deal, and I know you've been working behind the scenes with Archie, another guy from Maine, and trying to make something happen. And I know he can open a lot of doors and make a lot of things happen. But in the end, it's you that's got to seal the deal and dot the I's and cross the T's. And I've said this for years. People would say to me, "Who's the next Austin Theriault to go south?" I said, there isn't one, because nobody realizes the effort that this young man put in to try to succeed and get to the top level. You know, living in a camper over at Crazy Horse Racing with Mitch and Judy Green, you know, packing everything up and moving south. No family to go with him, just himself. You know, work through everything it took to get to the pinnacle, which you've now finally going to get that initial start in the Cup Series.
I think you hit the nail on the head. It's it can be a kind of a cutthroat industry at times, and certainly met a lot of really, really good people over the years. And Archie's one of those guys that, you know, gave me, I think, my first ride. I don't remember what year it was. I remember winning
the Young Gun competition.
The Young Guns competition up there, and you know, getting behind the wheel of a radio, or you know, what was at the time a Can-Am car.
Can-Am car, yeah.
For the first time at Loudon, and it goes to show that sometimes the relationships that you make over the years, I think at first they don't seem to pay dividends, but those relationships, you never know when they're going to come back around, and you know, whether somebody gives you an opportunity or whether somebody introduces you to another person that could potentially give you an opportunity. And it's people like Archie, you know, other people that I, you know, I will never name now, but maybe when if I finally ever get to write some sort of book, or you know, over the years, those sort of people that I've met that have, whether it was helping me with sponsorship or funding, or you know, sort of giving me the contacts that I need in order to continue. But even then, like we were discussing before we jumped on the call, there's no guarantees in any industry, any business that you're in, any sport especially. But there's never any guarantees in racing. You see all the way from the top levels of NASCAR down. A lot of people are racing year to year. I've lived kind of a lot of my career, sometimes racing race to race. But, I feel like this opportunity does open up some doors just because it's at the cup level. And Archie and I have been discussing it for a while. As far as him sort of recommending or pushing me to change my focus a little bit, and putting all of the focus into the Cup Series, I think right now is a good move because I see where the sport is headed. And, but part of being a part of the sport is sometimes you kind of get information or you know what's coming down the pike before a lot of other people do. And I just see the writing on the wall for the next 2 or 3 years of what the Cup Series may look like after 2021. And it just makes sense to go ahead and do it now and get some experience and be able to, sell sponsorships and call yourself a Cup driver, I think is a huge asset. Even though you're not going to be running 10th or 15th on the racetrack or even competing for wins, it's still, like I said, there's still a lot of people that would love to say they've driven a Cup car, and it's just kind of humbling to finally have that opportunity.
No, and everybody has those dreams. And think back to your dreams of the little 4 cylinders up at Spud Speedway, and then jumping into the late model, and then chasing the Actor and some Pro All-Star Series events, and then down south. I mean, did you have visions when you were helping your dad on that pulling truck back probably 10 years ago that you wanted and aspired to be a Monster Energy Cup driver?
No, I didn't. It's funny because, in the press release, the person asked me, what were you thinking the last time you were at Loudon and you were driving a race car? And I remember the race that stood out to me was, I think it was 2009 when Mark Martin won his last ever Cup race. I think it was the 5 car. He was racing for Hendrick, and remember sitting in the grandstands. Now, remember, I started racing in 2007, so this was a couple years after I was racing, maybe 4-cylinder cars up at Spud.
Yep.
Hadn't even thought of getting in a late model. I don't believe so. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it goes to show that sometimes the dreams that you have, they're somewhere stuck in the back of your head, and you haven't thought them yet. But there was some sort of seed that was already planted, and it just was going to take many, many years to come and finally become reality. But like I said, the trick is to never give up. And there's I tell people there's quite a few times that I think I could have decided to just hang it up and pursue other things. And in the meantime, I have actually gotten a lot more busy pursuing some other things on the side. But I actually feel like it's kind of made me a better person and made me a better business person. At the end of the day, this sport is a lot of business.
Absolutely.
We like to think of the old days where you just showed up to the racetrack with your car and pulled a motor out from a van and stuck it in your car and went racing. But a lot of things have changed since then, and a lot of the sport's kind of driven by business and sponsorship. And so yeah, I've paid as much attention as I possibly could, and I think finally it's starting to pay off.
No, well, good for you, and we're excited for you. What's even more exciting is the people that can't get into the garages over there and pat you on the back and pose for a picture and get your autograph and just say congratulations, and they're pulling for you. They're going to get to see you at July 17th, a few days before you roll into the track, over there at Bentley Saloon. So that's a big deal right here in southern Maine. You, Corey LaJoy, you have a huge fan base in this state. You know it. You've known it for years. Everybody pulls for you. So it's a great opportunity for you to give back and give those people the chance to see you down there and say those congratulations and pose those pictures. And I know that's got to be huge for you. And I know over in the corner will be Steve and Terry standing there with them proud smiles on, which they should have because they've done a great job and raised a great young man.
Well, thank you. I'll tell you one thing, though. I don't think as famous as Bentley.
No, there ain't many people as famous as Bentley.
Yeah, he's got quite a following, but to be there, it's gonna be cool. And, not only that event, I know Archie's kind of, been a part of it for a few years. I've been there a couple times. I don't think I've ever been to the pre-race event that they put on, but like I said, it's going to be great seeing the 52 car there. Everybody knows what we did as a team with Schrader back in 2017, winning the ARCA championship, and obviously, Rick Ware has no affiliation with Schrader at all. But I kind of thought it was funny that the stars aligned to make the 52 deal come together. And I guess you could say that's just by chance, but I don't know. I think other things were in the works in order to make that opportunity come together for the 52. And then as far as, there's some other appearances that I know are going to happen on Thursday leading up, because everybody's going to be at the track on Friday for practice. But so Wednesday, the Bentley show and appearance, I think it's in the evening, I believe from 4 to 7.
4 to 7, yep.
Yeah, 4 to 7. And then Thursday morning, like I said, the Bangor Savings Bank had a huge part in opening up this opportunity for me to make this Cup start. So we're going to be going to a couple of their branches. I think one of them's in Portsmouth, and the other one is in Concord, close to the track. So,
nice.
If anybody's sort of in that a little bit farther where they don't want to make the drive to Bentley's, which I would still recommend, we're going to have some opportunities Thursday morning for sign some autographs and take pictures and stuff with the actual race car. So looking forward to that as well.
No, absolutely, Austin, and we're so happy for you. I know there's a lot of people, like I said, that really pull for you out of this great state of Maine and have followed your career. I'm one of the few. Mike Twist will still to this day give me credit that he'll tell everybody that I found you. Well, I didn't find you. I just was fortunate enough that day to travel to Spud Speedway and watch a young man who was way years above his age in maturity and driving talent put himself on the map. So congratulations to you. Look forward to seeing you and everybody over there at Bentley's, and wishing you the best of luck for that weekend. And we'll be down there cheering you on at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
Well, thanks, Steve. Thanks again for having me on. And like we talked about before, it's great to be working with Archie and kind of have him guiding me through this process. Another Mainer that's been successful in the racing industry as of late here. And it's quite a feat to be at the Cup level, have a charter, and be running with those teams.
Oh, absolutely.
That are spending way more money than him. I mean, it's kudos to what they're doing. I know sometimes you look at the results and it's like, well, why would somebody celebrate about running 20th or 25th in a Cup race? And I can point a lot of reasons why that team deserves a lot of credit for what they're doing.
No, absolutely. So once again, Austin, thank you. Don't forget July 17th, right down there at Bentley Saloon. Archie's Go Fast Racing, the Weirs GMC number 32. Going to be in attendance with young Austin Terrio with his number 52 out of the Rick Ware stable. Going to be a great night. Mark your calendar. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back here on Mainly Motorsports.
We know Maine is hard on cars, so when your ignition won't turn or you lose your key, that just adds insult to injury. Why tow it? E-Keys for Cars technicians will solve your problem in your dooryard or at the mall and get you back on the road. AAA member? You should be. Your AAA locksmith coverage comes right off the bill. E-Keys for Cars, Maine's fast, affordable solution to your car key and lock problems. On the Auto Mile, Route 1, Saco.
E-Keys for Cars.
The NHRA New England Nationals, July 5th through 7th at New England Dragway. Get tickets early and save at NHRA.com.
It's ground-shaking power that was made for Maine's biggest and fastest track. It's a race you don't want to miss as the 350 Smack Super Modifieds return to the high banks of Wiscasset Speedway, Saturday, July 6th. Plus, Group 2 divisions, all brought to you by Wiscasset Ford. And it's all yours for just $5. Make it part of your holiday weekend plans. Wiscasset Speedway, celebrating 50 years as Maine's fastest track. Online at WiscassetSpeedway.com.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Four Seasons Synthetic. See them for all your AMSOIL product needs.
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 7 convenient locations. Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, Portland, Sanford, Lewiston, and now South Portland. Visit us at moodyscollision.com.
Welcome back to Mainly Motorsports. Obviously, if you're watching this show, you like racing. And if you're like any other red-blooded American, you like money. Well, we're giving you the opportunity to take in some racing and win some money. Sounds crazy? How does that happen? Oh, 50-50 tickets? No, we're going bigger. I've reached out to Norm Wren, owner, promoter, Lee USA Speedway. I should say the owner. Bobby Weber, the guy that does it all over the Star Speedway. Ben Brzezowski, who has taken Hudson Speedway and turned it into a facility. I approached him with the idea. I said, listen, guys, let's make a lucky fan have a big weekend. So the weekend of July 12th, 13th, and 14th, you attend the Friday night event at Lee USA Speedway to see the Valente Modified Series. You save your ticket band or your bracelet, your ticket stub or your bracelet. You go to Star Speedway. At Star Speedway, you watch the Fast 40, street stock race. They'll have 30 street stocks there battling for 20 spots. So now you've been to 2 races. Then you go to the Granite State Pro Stock Series race over at Hudson on July 14th. 3 races. You bring us your pit pass or your ticket stub from Lee and Star. You come to Granite State. You're going to make yourself eligible to win $2,000. We're going to give $2,000 away that Sunday at the Granite State Pro Stock Series over at Hudson International Speedway. All you got to do is attend all 3 races at those racetracks. Friday night at Lee, Saturday night at Star, Sunday at Hudson, and you're eligible to win $2,000. So if you're the only guy that shows up or gal that shows up at Hudson with your ticket stub or bracelets from the first 2 tracks, I'll hand you $2,000. But chances are there's going to be more of you, because once word gets out, everybody's going to be all about it. And they say, you know what, I go to 2 of them anyway, I got to hit the 3rd one now. And then those people will be eligible for $2,000. We'll have a drawing right there at Hudson. We'll do it on the front stretch. We'll hand the person $2,000. So Norm Wren, Bobby Weber, Ben Brzezowski, and yours truly, Steve Perry of Mainely Motorsports, all ponied up $500 to make this happen. So we want the race fans to get out and support the racetracks, and we're willing to support you. So that's simple. Go to Lee, Star, bring your bracelet, your ticket stub to Hudson on Sunday, and you'll be eligible to win $2,000. So going to be a lot more about this over the next couple weeks. So make it happen. We're going to make a fan happy. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll show you the rest of the interview from Steve Torrance, one of the top guns rolling into the New England Dragway this weekend for the NHRA New England Nationals. So I hope you all enjoyed this week's episode and enjoy what Steve has to say about the New England Nationals.
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good, it's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle to factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's co-worker owners who understand the importance of protecting your valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
Welcome to the fastest, most explosive sport on earth. Be part of the action at the NHRA New England Nationals July 5th through 7th at New England Dragway. Get tickets early and save at NHRA.com.
Legendary race car driver Bentley Warren is putting Arundel on the map. When Bentley's Saloon opened in 2004, it was just a little bar room on the side of the road. Today we have a giant saloon with live music, dancing, and great food and drink indoors and out. We're always looking to meet new friends and have a good old time. There's always something exciting going on at Bentley's. That's why we like to say, who has more fun than us? We do!
Patman's Redemption and Agency Liquor Store is located at 95 Tanberg Trail in Windham, Maine. With over 400 feet of hard liquor and 15 doors of ice-cold beer and soda, Patman's can handle all of your beverage needs. And if it's wine on your agenda, we have over 300 varieties in stock. Then when the party's over, Patman's can handle all of your main returnables, and we welcome all bottle drives. And if you're late for the race, drop off the bottles and pick up the cash at your convenience.
Hey, this is Pat Man himself, just letting you know that Pat Man's is your one-stop shop for all your thirsty needs.
The success that we've had has been unparalleled in a short period of time, and it's kind of baffling to look back and think, okay, this is where it started and this is where we've ended up, and how did we get here?
No, I can imagine. You know, it probably seems like just yesterday you were loading the car on the open trailer behind the family pickup, heading to a racetrack, and now you roll in. It looks like it's a big stage. You basically set up a big stage for the weekend for you, your team, your sponsors, your supporters, and yeah, it's just amazing. Like you said, where it starts to where it is, and to reach the pinnacle as a champion, and do that with family, that's a big deal.
It really is, and I was able to sit down and visit with Bob Tasca a little bit. I mean, that's a family organization, family-run team over there as well, with some similarities, and it's neat just to kind of look back on that and share those similarities with someone that you respect.
No, absolutely. But we look forward to seeing, the entire group of the NHRA, Top Fuel, Funny Cars, Pro Star, all those guys rolling into Epping, New England Dragway. They put on a great show, 4th of July weekend this year. So, fireworks on and off the track. We really appreciate you taking the time with us, Steve. I look forward to meeting you down there. I'll introduce myself to you. And, anything in closing, what could you say to the fan that's never been, that's watching this show, that says, you know what, I got to go because Steve Torrance says this is why I got to go? What is the one thing you could say to somebody to bring them out to their first ever national event?
I've taken many, many people to the drag races that have never been before, and not a single person that came to an NHRA drag race and got the experience of Top Fuel didn't like it. Nobody has ever told me they didn't like it, and almost every one of them have been back the following year or to a race that season. It's a complete 100% sensory sport. When you're able to feel sound and smell the nitro and just see 10 to 12 foot header flames, and that's in the air at night, and the fastest accelerating vehicle on the planet, there's nothing that is comparable to that. There's no more extreme than that.
No, absolutely. But we thank you for taking the time with us. We're going to take a break. Make sure you make it to New England Dragway, the national event, the weekend coming up, 5th, 6th, and 7th of July. Stop by, say hi to Steve Torrance. Tell him you watched his interview on Mainly Motorsports. Appreciate all he does for the sport. And best of luck to you as you keep chasing them Wallies.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me on, and look forward to talking to you again soon.
All right, thank you.
Step at a time, don't be living on the line. I don't need a friend, I got more than on the line.